there are three parts you talked about, right? Depth, expertise, context.
Yes.
Which is what defines great work.
Yes.
And I agree with that. The question I wanted to ask is, if you marry that with young employees
yes.
coming in, right? And if they start using AI, not only young, everybody is using AI tools very quickly, especially in areas like writing or coding.
Yeah.
What risks do you see in creating those three elements, depth, expertise, and context?
I would say it's so funny that I've, in recent times, started sending back presentations from some of my team members saying, look, I know you've used Claude to generate this. I need you to go back and think a little bit more about it, which is that the risk that we run with where people have access to knowledge, but because they've not spent enough time and they don't have sufficient depth in a topic, what's coming out is fairly shallow. And these things, going back to the earlier conversation about you cannot design systems with very shallow knowledge. So one of the first things I think we're going to have to, really, I think, and this is a challenge for HR and for all of us as leaders in our respective organizations, is to make sure that we enable our team to spend a little more time articulating the first principles. What problem are we solving? Why do we think it needs solving? What is the solution I'm recommending? Why this solution? Why in this context? What will it change fundamentally? How will I know it will be successful? And then by all means use AI to give the presentation, but get that thinking sorted. And that thinking can only happen outside of the tool. It cannot happen with the tool. Because that thinking brings context in. It brings depth in. It brings understanding of the workforce. It brings understanding of the culture. Only when you do all of that thinking, put it in and get me whatever you want. That's no problem. But without that,
it'll be a challenge.
It will be a challenge, in my opinion. It will be a challenge. And I feel like, Prakash, many of us who are going to find ourselves as avid supporters of AI and the belief that it can fundamentally transform work, at the same time deeply conflicted because too soon, too quick, and at the younger levels of the organization, they will not build that judgment and that expertise. So that's an interesting, I think, thing we're all going to have to juggle with.
Yeah. And in several scenarios in technology, even in the past, both can be true. It can be a very impactful technology, and it can also be very disruptive technology. You just have to manage through both to create the best or impact the organization with the best that it offers and manage the downside risks to what that technology brings.
Yeah, I mean, I think, for manufacturing, at least one of the things that I see is the downside is lack of depth and expertise. And these kind of industries will simply not work without depth and expertise. Yeah. You have to know how glass is made. You just have to know the chemical composition. You have to know the temperatures. You have to, when you're doing ceramics, for example, you just have to get into the details. There is a specific mix to understanding how does insulation work and what actually happens. And our world, our industries are deeply technical.
And subject matter expertise led.
Absolutely. Science led.
Science led as well. Yeah. And in that situation, for a young person coming in and listening to our show as well, what would be your advice on the skills that would matter in this world?
I would say, before I get to the skills, perhaps the two things I would touch on from an attitude perspective. I think one is the willingness to go deep on topics. And I feel, I say this repeatedly, I say this frankly to my own kids. Technology is going to come at the intersection of, like we've been talking repeatedly, you have subject matter expertise, you understand data, you know what problem you're solving, apply AI, boom. So I feel like a lot of the young people you have to have these three things as skills. First is the attitude to go deep, the willingness to go deep, I think is very important. And the second is that the willingness to accept that technology is very simple. Input is equal to output. And you better focus on the input part of it. So those are the two sort of things from an attitude perspective. Skill, I feel like, is really, I think the skill for problem solving, for example. What problem, framing the problem correctly is going to be important. You can only apply this in service of something.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Deciding, and so framing problems accurately will be important. Understanding context and having the ability to understand the context and the skills to understand which context requires what solution is going to be important, for example. I think the skill of decision making, where will this be a standard process that will benefit from technology, and where does it need judgment, nuance, empathy, and will simply not benefit from technology? So I think these 3 skills will be important, I think.
And are there any habits you would advise them to pursue, which may be very contrarian in the current terms? Because I debate this very often with friends and even online, that writing has become easy.
It has.
But does not mean everybody has become a good writer.
Yes.
Right? So, by the same token, like in manufacturing context, if you're looking at problems differently, uniquely, and trying to solve them, putting more cycles into understanding the context, are there any behaviors you think youngsters would really benefit from developing early stage in their career?
I think, behaviors, well, I can't emphasize this enough, Prakash. And I feel like this whole, you and I were at Intel together, and there was this whole learning mindset, growth mindset. I feel like that's such a, at that time it felt like an oversimplified phrase, but I've come to put so much sort of importance on that. I think the capacity to keep learning is going to be absolutely one of the key behaviors that will change for us. If you don't keep learning, because, I think, like I said, input is equal to output. Technology will give you only how you think, which is why, in spite of AI, you're still not a great writer because it's just you putting your content. It's probably at best going to polish and regurgitate it back. But if you're not clear about what you're trying to say, what is the outcome, etc., it won't give you that. So I think number one, I think learning is going to be absolutely critical. That's the behavior and the capacity to learn. And I think, sorry, I have to say it, but perhaps humility, I think we can get carried away and feel powerful that we have the answers. But very quickly we'll realize that we just don't have, without the depth, those answers don't matter and they won't scale for us. They won't allow us to grow. They won't allow us to, because, it's interesting for all of us, Prakash, that the benefits of AI, the benefits of technology are most in repetitive, mundane, process-oriented tasks, which is at the bottom of the pyramid, so to speak. And that's the conundrum, is that, okay, everybody aspires to be a leader, but you can only get to being a leader when you've actually done your bit here, when you've learned, you have the capacity to apply judgment, you understand context, all the hard work that you're giving to AI today. So stick with some of these things because they'll actually enable growth, I feel.
So we talked about behaviors that youngsters can imbibe or build for great careers. At the same time, I keep thinking about one thing, Ramya, that we have been through careers when AI was not there.
Yeah.
And we had an ability to make mistakes, do early career work, which is repetitive, to build that judgment.
Yeah.
The younger generation coming into workforce right now do not have that ability to do early stage career work. At least in some segments, it is being removed at a very fast clip. How do you correlate that? Judgment is important, but younger generation may not have that latitude to build judgment.
Yeah. So there are 2 parts to this, Prakash, and I want to answer both. One, I think is, I sometimes see a lot of young people settling for roles which are mostly process. And they're very comfortable handling process, transaction, etc. And I've spoken about this in the past, and I continue to speak about this.
Can you give an example of that?
So, I mean, look, I'll give you an HR example. Okay, a lot of the recruiters really put value on going through the entire recruitment process, and frankly, there is no merit there anymore, right? Because AI can do it for you. Correct. The moment you put yourself in a process that is repetitive, that is predictable, it can lead down automation. So often I ask people, if you're going there, think of one thing that you can build that requires specialization, that requires expertise, right? So you could be somebody, and let's stick with the recruitment thing, that knows how to get a really great job description so you get the great talent. That is something that AI simply cannot have. So making sure that you direct your attention to a skill set that is expertise led is something that I encourage a lot of younger children to do. Don't get carried away with the process of things. Get focused on things which require experience and depth. So that's one. Conversely, I think being able to provide this level of clarity to the young people is going to be very important for all of us. I feel so two parts. One is, how do we create environments where they can actually go solve problems? How do they create that, simulate environments where they actually have to get into the details, understand how things work, etc. is something we will have to, I think, frankly, for a lot of us in HR, we are going to have to solve for that. I don't think we even wrapped our head around how do you build all these cool words you and I are saying, expertise, judgment, with having tools that can actually do much of the work. So how do you create it? How do you create environments where that can happen? How do you create simulations? How do you create training? How do you create exposure? We will have to design for that.